Hello students, welcome back to business statistics class. So we are dealing with the second unit, that is bills of exchange, and in the previous class we had studied what is present worth discount, that is true discount. We had seen few problems also based on these. So today we will move to the concept of bills of exchange. So generally we have seen the whole business, like the maximum of the business runs on the basis of credit system. So say suppose A is a seller, B is a buyer. Then if B wants to buy some goods and if he pays the money then and there itself, then the transaction is completed. But if B doesn't have the money at the moment, but still he wants to purchase the goods from A, then A will say, fine, you take the goods now and pay me the amount, say after certain months, say after 6 months. And B will say, okay, fine. But if after 6 months, B might pay the amount or he may not pay the amount. So if he doesn't pay, then it is a huge loss for the seller A. So to overcome this loss, what A does is he makes an official document on which he writes that B has to pay so and so amount after certain months for his value of goods, and on that whatever document he writes, B has to sign or he has to state accepted, and then he both have to do the signature. Only then that written document is valid. So whatever that written document is there, that is nothing but bill of exchange. So in this concept there are three terms mainly. One is the seller, who is known as creditor or drawer. So one who draws the bill is called as drawer, and B is the buyer, or he is called as drawee. So A is drawer, B is drawee, and sometimes there is another extra word that is called payee. So what is this payee? It is the person to whom B has to pay the amount. So he might be another person C, or payee might be A itself. So in bills of exchange there are three persons: drawer, drawee and payee. So remember this. So with this brief introduction we will see the definitions, some of the important terms used in bills of exchange. First one is definition of bills of exchange. So bills of exchange, it is a negotiable instrument by which one person orders another to pay a certain sum of money at a future date. So quite straightforward. So it is a negotiable instrument which is asked by a seller to another, that is a buyer, to pay whatever amount he purchases from him at a future date. So a bill of exchange is drawn by the seller, that is creditor, ordering the buyer, that is a debtor, to pay the amount stated in it at end of a specified period. So in your examination, if they'll ask you what is the definition of bills of exchange, if you write till here it is sufficient, but or else you can add one statement: a bill of exchange is drawn by the seller ordering the buyer to pay the amount. So now we will see some of the important terminologies. So what is due date? The date on which the period or the term of a bill expires is called as due date or the date of maturity. So we will be using throughout this chapter nominal due date and legal due date. So nominal due date is the date on which the actual term of a bill expires, and legal due date is there is additional 3 days allowed on the nominal due date to make the payment for the buyer, and these additional 3 days is called as days of grace. So the date obtained after adding 3 extra days is called as legal due date. So say today is, say after April 15th is the nominal due date, then the legal due date will be of 18th of April. So what is nominal due date? For that you have to add 3 days, so that will be your legal due date, and these 3 additional 3 days is called as days of grace. So the next concept is after date and after sight. So if the period of bill commences from the date on which it is drawn, then it is after date. If the period begins from the date on which it is accepted by the drawee, that is by the buyer, it is called as after sight. So suppose the seller draws a bill today and the buyer may accept it after 2 days, then it is called as after sight, and the period starts from the after date. So there is an example: a bill drawn on 17th April and payable 1 month after date will be nominally due on 17th May and legally due on 20th May. That is, April 17th they are drawing a bill. So what is the period of bill? 1 month later. So what will be the nominal due date? It will be on 17th May. So 1 month is on 17th. From 17th April, if you calculate 1 month, it will be 17th May. If 17th May is the nominal due date, then legal due date will be on 3 days to additional to 17th May, which is 20th May. But if it is payable 1 month after sight, it would be legally due on 20th May if accepted on 17th April itself, or on 21st May if accepted on 18th April. So suppose you are drawing bill on 17th April and you are accepting on 18th April, then from 18th April you have to calculate 1 month nominal due date, which will be 18th May, and on that additional 3 days, and it will be on 21st May will be your legally due date. So the next important concept is concept of discounting a bill of exchange. So a holder of a bill may retain it till the maturity and present it to the drawee for payment on the due date. So the seller might keep the bill for himself till the maturity or till the legal due date or till the nominal due date, and later he can give that bill to the buyer and ask him to pay the amount. Or else, if he is in need of cash immediately, what he can do is he may sell it to the banker he knows. So the bank will charge interest at prevailing rate on the amount of the bill from the date of discounting to the due date. So what this bank will do is bank will pay cash to the seller, but it will charge some interest on the sum due or the amount that is mentioned in the bill from the date of discounting till the legal due date, and will pay the balance to the holder after deducting such interest. So this is called discounting of the bill. So if they ask in examination what is discounting of bill, you can write in own words if you understand the concept. What is done here, a biller is a drawer is in need of cash immediately, so he will give or he will sell that bill to a banker, and what does the banker do? It will charge some interest on the amount of the bill from the date of discounting till the due date, and will pay the balance to the drawer. So this is called discounting of the bill. The discounted value of a bill is called as cash value of the bill. So remember this, whatever the value is discounted, so that amount is called as cash value of the bill. So the next important term is banker's discount. It is usually denoted as BD. So what is banker's discount? It is the interest charged by the bank on the amount of the bill from the date of discounting to the due date, and it is also called as mercantile discount. So banker's discount is nothing but the simple interest or the interest charged by the bank on the amount of the bill from date of discounting to the due date. What is banker's gain? It is denoted as BG. Banker's discount is always greater than true discount, and the difference between the two is called as banker's gain. So what is banker's gain? It is the difference between banker's discount and true discount. So what is true discount? If you remember, it is the interest charged on the present worth. So this is the formula for true discount, if you remember. Now what is banker's gain? It is the difference between banker's discount and true discount. So what is the formula for banker's discount now? They have said it is the interest charged on the bank on the amount of bill. So it will be ST, that is amount of the bill, and the interest formula is PNR by 100. Here N is the date, the period from date of discounting to the due date. R is the rate of interest, and instead of P here we have SD. So this is the formula for banker's discount, that is SD into N into R by 100, or you can write into T into capital R by 100, not a problem. So now we know true discount formula is PW, that is present worth, into N into R by 100, or PW into T into R by 100. Both are same. So now we have the formula for banker discount, we have the formula for true discount. Therefore we can get the formula for banker's gain, which is true discount into N into R by 100. How we got this formula I have solved here. It is not a part of syllabus, but if you want to know, then it is over here. So I have substituted both the formulas in this equation, and then I have solved it, and we will obtain banker's gain as true discount into N into R by 100. So banker's gain is nothing but it is interest on true discount. So remember these formulas of this equation is also important. So these three formulas plus formula for true discount, formula for finding sum due, and formula for banker's discount, banker's gain, and this equation. So only these formulas are used. With this we will start with the problems based on bills of exchange. So the first problem is a bill of 73,000 drawn on April 18th at 4 months was discounted on May 28th at 9% per annum. How much did the holder receive? So now we will write step by step whatever is given. First they have given a bill of 73,000. So this is the amount of the bill or the sum due. So the amount of the bill is 73,000. Rate is given, that is 9%. And the bill was drawn on April 18th. So date of drawing the bill is April 18th. The period of bill, so it is given as 4 months. So with this information, that is amount of the bill, date on which the bill was drawn, and the period of bill, we can calculate nominal due date, legal due date. So suppose it is given bill is drawn on 18th April and you have to pay the amount after 4 months. So calculate nominal due date, it is August 18th. So after April you have May, June, July, August. So nominal due date will be on 18th August. Then legal due date will be 3 days after nominal due date. So it is 19, 20, 21. So it is August 20 21st, and they have given in the question date of discounting as 28th May. So this is the date when the seller will give this amount or bill to the banker and get the cash. So that date is given as 28th May. So now what you have to calculate? You have to calculate N. What is this N? It is the period from which banker's discount is charged from date of discounting till the due date. So banker's discount is charged from date of discounting is 28th May till the due date, that is up to 21st August. That is nothing but, so May has how many days? 31 days. So out of that 31 days, you are discounting it on 28th. So how many days are remaining? 3. Then May, June, July, and 21 from August month. So add these, your N will be 85 days. So we got N, we have sum due, we have rate, then we can calculate banker's discount. So banker's discount will be sum due into N into R by 100. Here N is calculated based on days, therefore in the denominator you have to divide it by 365. So sum due is 73,000, N we have got 85 days, R is 9, so divided by 100 into 365. So banker's discount will be 1,530 rupees. So what is the formula for cash value? It is, cash value is whatever is the sum due minus the banker's discount. So the seller gets the cash from the bank after the bank deducts the interest. That interest is nothing but our banker's discount. So from the sum due, if you subtract the banker's discount, that much of money will be paid to the seller and it is known as cash value. So here basically they have asked how much did the holder receive. That is, they have asked how much does the seller receive after he has sold his bill to the bank and the bank deducts the interest. So what we have done, we have calculated that interest and now we will subtract from the sum due. So it is 73,000 minus 1,530. So it is 71,470 rupees. So out of this much amount, the buyer will get 71,470 rupees immediately. So this chapter itself is very easy if you understand the concept. So what you have to do, write whatever is given, calculate nominal due date, legal due date. So throughout the problem I will be using NDD, which is nothing but nominal due date, LDD represents legal due date, and then calculate small n. So it will be days between days of discounting to legal due date. So this is very simple how to calculate n, and then once you get n, find banker's discount and then get the cash value. So the second problem is, if a bank deducts rupees 262.50 on October 22nd, 1982 from a bill of rupees 6,250 drawn on September 13, 1982, due 6 months later, find the rate of interest. So in this question, amount of bill, that is sum due, is 6,250. So here they have given from a bill of 6,250. So that is your amount of bill, and it was drawn on 13th September 1982, and they have given it will be due after 6 months. So your period of bill is 6 months. Therefore nominal due date will be 6 months after 13th September, which is from 13th, the next month will be So after September it is October, November, December. Then the next year, that is January, February, March. So on March 13th is your nominal due date, but it is the next year or 1983. Since here they have given the year, so you can write nominal due date as 13th March 1983. If the year is not mentioned, then you write 13th March from the next year. Then what will be the legal due date? Then it will be 16th March 1983. So I hope you guys understood how to find out nominal due date and legal due date. So whatever the date on the bill is drawn and whatever period is given, from there calculate the period of the bill. So here from 13th September calculate 6 months. So it is October 13th, November, December, January, February, March. So on March 13th is nominal due date. Add 3 additional days. So on 16th March 1983 is the legal due date. And then they have given date of discounting is on 22nd October 1982. So in this statement they have given bank deducts certain amount on what date? On October 22nd 1982. So now we can calculate banker's discount that is charged from date of discounting to the legal date. So in October you have 31 days. So after 22 it is 23 till 31. So 9 days in October. November has 30 days. December, Jan, and this is for Feb 20 days. And legal due date is up to 16th March. So up to 16. So this is for October, November, December, Jan, Feb and March. So if you add, you will get 145 days as your end. So the days between 22nd October till 16th March next year is 145 days. So that is your small n. And in this question they have given bank deducts rupees 262.50. So this is nothing but your banker's discount is given. So whatever money the bank deducts will be the interest on the amount of the bill. So it deducts the interest and then pays the amount to the seller. So here indirectly they have given bank discount. So they have not directly mentioned the banker's discount as 262.50, but they have given a bank deducts 262.50. That is understood, it is a banker's discount. So you have been asked to find out rate of interest, and we know additional all informations except are in the formula of banker's discount. So we will solve for that. So banker's discount is 262.50. Sum due, that is amount of bill, is 6,250. N is 145. So R is nothing but rate of interest divided by 100 into 365. So solve for this. So this will go to the numerator, or solve this first and divide it by 262.50. You will get R as 10.57% per annum. So the third question is, a bill of rupees 50,000 drawn on a certain date was due 6 months later. It was cashed with the bank for rupees 47,600 on April 15, 1976. If the rate of interest was 12% per annum, on what date was the bill drawn? So here they have asked to find out the date on which the bill was drawn, and this is an important question. Many of the times they have asked these type of questions where you have to find out the date on which the bill was drawn. So in this question, amount of the bill is 50,000, which is your sum due, and the period of bill is given 6 months. So we don't know what is the date of drawing the bill, but they have given it was discounted on 15th April 1976, and they have given cash value. So it was cashed with the bank for rupees 47,600. So this is your cash value, not your banker's discount. They have given it was cashed with the bank for rupees 47,600. So that is your cash value. With this, when you have sum due and when you have cash value, we can find out banker's discount. So it will be sum due minus the cash value, which is 2,400. Now we cannot calculate N because we don't know on which the date of the bill was drawn. Because of this, we can't find out the legal due date, so that we can find the period from date of discounting to legal due date. So in this formula, now all the terms are known except N. So now we will calculate N first. So banker's discount will be 2,400 equal to 50,000 into N into 12 by 100 into 365. We are taking 365 because we are calculating N basically in terms of days over here. So hence it is 365. When you simplify by taking this to this term, this left hand side, and then divide by these two terms, you will get it as 146 days. So I hope you know this basic calculations. So here we got N as 146 days. So what does this mean? What is this N equal to 146 days? It is the number of days between date of discounting till the legal due date. So the bill was discounted 146 days before the legal due date, or legal due date is 146 days after the date of discounting. So today is, if it is April 15th 1976, then the bill will be legally due after 146 days. So that is nothing but your N, right? N is nothing but the period between date of discounting to legal due date. Now we have date of discounting, we have number of days, then first we can find out legal due date. So what is that? So here first we will start. The date of discounting is from 15th April, and then April has 30 days. So 15 days is gone. So the next 15 days you have to calculate, right? So it is 15. Then May has 31, June, July, August, and 8 days. So what you do? Take 146 in your calculator. First subtract 15, then whatever answer you will remain, then subtract with the next month days, that is 31, and then again, so let me show you. So we have 146 days, and in April how many days are remaining? Out of 30 days, 15 days is the date of discounting, so 15 days. Then you have May 31 days, 100 days is remaining. Then June has 30 days, July has 31 days, August has 31 days. So next 8 days is remaining, that is for September. So we have taken till 8th September. So whatever answer you will get at the end, that is your legal due date. So legal due date is 8th September. Then what will be the nominal due date? 3 days previously to legal due date, which is 5th September. So now the period of bill is for 6 months, and we have nominal due date as 5th September. So bill will be drawn 6 months earlier from 5th September. Therefore from September you have to go 6 months back. So it will be August, then July, June, May, April, and then March. So from here March to September it is 6 months. Therefore the bill was drawn on 5th March. So, sorry, I have written it as 8th March. It should have been bill was drawn on 5th of March. So the fourth problem is a bill of rupees 18,000 drawn on April 24 at 3 months was cashed for rupees 17,730 at a time. If the rate of interest is 7.5%, on what date was it cashed? So in this question they have asked date of which the bill was discounted, and what all information they have given. They have given amount of the bill, which is 18,000, that is your sum due, and it was drawn on 24th April. Period of bill is 3 months. Then nominal due date will be May, June, July. So it is 24th July. Legal due date will be 27th July. We don't know date of discounting, but they have given cash value, which is 17,730. So we can calculate banker's discount, which is sum due minus cash value. So we got banker's discount as 270. So in the formula of banker's discount, substitute the given terms. So it is 270 equal to 18,000 into n into 7.5, that is 7.5, divided by 100 into 365. So when you solve for n, you will get it as n as 73 days. So bill was discounted 73 days before the legal due date, that is before 27th July. So now, just like that we had seen in previous problem, you have to go in the reverse order. You have 73 days and legal due date is on 27th July. So in July there is 27 days. So what you have to do, 73 days minus legal due date has 27 days of July. Then you're going previously, right? You're going earlier. Bill will be discounted before the legal due date. So you have to go in the reverse order. Then June has how many days? 13 days, and the remaining 16 days will be from May. So May 15th will be the date of discounting. So when you add this, you have to get 73 days back, and May has total of 31 days. In that, if you subtract 16 days, we will get the exact date on which the bill was discounted, that is on 15th May. So you can recheck your answer. Date of discounting of the bill is 15th May and legal due date is 27th July. So now what will be the period between 15th May to 27th July? So May has 31 days. So in that 31 we have 15 days gone. So it is 16 plus June has 30 days plus 27 days of July. See, we got 73 days. So our answer is right. You can cross verify like this. So date on which the bill was discounted, it is on 15th May. So the fifth problem is the cash value of a bill drawn on April 23rd for 6 months was discounted on June 2nd at 12% per annum was rupees 21,420. Find the amount of the bill. So in this question they have asked to calculate the sum due or the amount of the bill. So amount of the bill, sum due, it is unknown. There are two methods to solve this. Whichever is convenient, you can go by that. I'll explain both now. So first step is, let us assume that sum due to be X. Then they have given date on which bill was drawn, that is on 23rd April. Period of bill is for 6 months. Nominal due date will be on October 23rd. Legal due date is 26th October. Date of discounting is given June 2nd. Rate is given 12%. Then banker's discount will be charged from 2nd June to 26th October. So June has 30 days, so it is 28 days. July, August, September, October, 26 days. So N is your 146 days. Cash value is given, which is 21,000 22,420. Now the same steps, we will find banker's discount. So sum due minus the cash value. Sum due we have taken as x, so it will be x minus the cash value. So substitute the given terms in the formula of banker's discount. So banker's discount is x minus 21,420 equal to sum due is x, so we have taken it as x, into n is 146 days, into 12 divided by 100 into 365. So when you simplify or solve for x, what you do, take these two terms to left hand side. So it will be x minus 21,420 into 36,500 equal to, when you multiply these two, it is 1,752x. So this is for both the terms, multiply, so it is 36,500x minus 78 crores. Also it is a big number. So solve for x, then take x terms towards one side and solve for x. X is 22,500. Or else what you can do is, in your calculator simplify this term. So it is x minus 21,420 equal to, so let me see, so what is that, 146 into 12 divided by 36,500, so it is 0.048x. So now you have x minus 21,420 equal to 0.048x. So then x minus 0.048x will be 1 minus 0.048. So we got 0.952. So 21,420 divided by 0.95, what was that, 0.952 I guess. So see, you got 22,500. So whichever method you want to simplify, it is up to you. So now we got x as 22,500. What is this x? It is the amount of the bill or sum due. So that is asked in the question and we have found it out. So amount of the bill is 22,500. So this is one method by assuming amount of bill to be x and finding banker's discount and then finding the x value. Or else you can take the amount of the bill to be 100 rupees, then calculate banker's discount. So here you substitute 100, n is known, r is known, solve for banker's discount, you will get 4.8. Now we know banker's discount is nothing but sum due minus cash value. So we got banker's discount, we have sum due as 100, therefore cash value will be sum due minus banker's discount. So what is cash value? It is 100 minus 4.8, which is 95.2. Now we can use the rule of 3 and we can find sum due. So when sum due is 100 rupees, what is cash value? It is 95.2. Then when cash value is 21,420, what will be the sum due? Cross multiply. Again you will get sum due as 22,500 rupees. So whichever you find easy, you can follow that. In this step, first assume the unknown, that is the amount of the bill to be 100, find banker's discount, then find cash value. Then when cash value is known, we can use the rule of 3 and find out the sum due. Suppose instead of the cash value, if something else is given, then basically you have to compare with that to the unknown. Suppose banker's discount was given as say 21,420, then if banker's discount is 4.8, then sum due is 100 rupees. Then when banker's discount is 21,420, what is the sum due? So whatever information is given in the question, according to that solve for the answer. So both are easy, but here the number of steps will be reduced as in this case. So even this is a huge step, so simplify this first and then solve for the x, it will be easy. So the sixth question is, a bill drawn on Jan 7th for 8 months was cashed on April 13th at 9 and 1/8%. If the bank paid rupees 10,780 to the holder, find the amount of the bill. So here I have used the other method. Same, sum due is asked. They have given date on which the bill was drawn, which is 7th Jan. Period is 8 months. Nominal due date will be 7 September. Legal due date will be 10 September. Date of discounting is given April 13th. So banker's discount is charged from 13th April till 10 September, that is for 150 days. So that is your N. So cash value is given. Whatever the bank pays to the holder is nothing but the cash value, which is 10,780. So banker's discount will be, I have taken sum due or the amount of the bill to be 100 rupees. So now we will calculate banker's discount first. So it will be 100 into 150 into 9.125 divided by 100 into 365. So banker's discount, we got it as 3.75. So what will be the cash value? It is sum due minus banker's discount. So cash value is 96.25. So when cash value is 96.25, sum due was 100. What will be the sum due when it is 10,780 as cash value? So cross multiply. Sum due is 11,200 rupees. So if you take x to be as the sum due and simplify like the previous problem, again you will get sum due as 11,200. So the seventh problem is, calculate banker's gain on a bill of rupees 30,900 discounted 3 months before maturity at 12% per annum. So here amount of the bill is 30,900. N is given 3 months. Rate is given 12%, and they have asked to find out banker's gain, that is interest on true discount. Now to get true discount, we don't know what is the present worth, but we know the sum due. So first we will calculate the present worth using the formula of sum due. So it is P present worth into 1 plus NR by 100. So sum due is 30,900, which is equal to P present worth into 1 plus 3 into 12%. So it is 12 by 100. Since here months is taken, it is divided by 12. So present worth will be 30,000 when you solve. So now we got present worth. Then we can calculate true discount. So true discount is nothing but interest on present worth. So it is 900 rupees. So N is 3, R is 12. So P is 30,000. So we got true discount as 900 rupees. We know the formula for banker's gain. It is interest on true discount. So it is true discount into N into R by 100. So it is 900 into 3 into 12 divided by 100 into 12. So it is 27. So banker's gain is rupees 27. What is banker's gain? It is the difference between the banker's discount and true discount. So using that also you can simplify, that is, we know that banker's gain is banker's discount minus true discount. We got true discount as 900. We will calculate what is banker's discount. So which is sum due, interest on the sum due. So in this all terms are known. When you calculate banker's discount, it is 927. So banker's gain is 927 minus true discount, which is 900. Therefore banker's gain is 27 rupees. So in both the cases, you see, you get the same answer as banker's gain. It's up to you if you want to solve with this method, or if you can solve directly by using this definition of banker's gain, which is difference between banker's discount and true discount. Both are easy anyways. So the eighth problem is find true discount, banker's discount and banker's gain on a bill of 93,000 due 4 months, hence at 10% per annum. So in this question they have given amount of the bill, which is 93,000, period is for 4 months, and rate of interest is 10%, and they have asked to find out true discount, banker's discount and banker's gain. So banker's gain will be easily obtained when you have banker's discount and true discount, because that is the difference between these two. So the first step is to find out what is banker's discount and then what is true discount. So now to get true discount we need again present worth, just like the previous problem. Find the present worth. So it is approximately 90,000. So once you get present worth, then we can find out true discount, which is, we know, again you can use two methods, whichever you want you can solve. We know this rule, right? What is sum due? It is present worth plus true discount. Now in the solution we have what is sum due, we have what is present discount, then we can find true discount, so which will be sum due minus present worth. Therefore true discount is rupees 3,000, or else you can use the formula of true discount, which is present worth into n into r by 100. So substitute this. Here I have approximated for the final answer. If not, you can write as it is. So it is 90,000 into 4 into 10 by 100 into 12. Here months is given, so divided by 12. So true discount is 3,000. So I think it is better to use this, because everything is known. You can find out true discount easily. Now what is banker's gain? It is interest on the true discount. We got true discount as 30,000. So banker's gain will be how much? Approximately 100 rupees. So it is 30,000 into 4 into 10 by 100 into 12. So now we know banker's gain as banker's discount minus true discount. We have banker's gain, we have true discount. Therefore banker's discount is 3,100 rupees. So very simple problems. If you understand, then you can easily solve. Or else in this problem what you can do is, we can calculate banker's discount easily, because we have sum due, we have n and we have r. So which is 93,000 into, for how many months it is? For 4 months, into rate of percent divided by 1200. See, banker's discount is 3,100, true discount is 3,000. Therefore banker's gain is 100 rupees. So any way you can solve, you will get the same answer. So what we have done, first we have found present worth using the sum due given, then we have calculated true discount, then banker's discount can be found using the formula when all the three terms are known. Then banker's gain is nothing but the difference between banker's discount and true discount, or else we can find out banker's gain first and then find banker's discount. So the ninth problem is, find the banker's discount on a bill of rupees 61,200 for 4 months drawn on 1st March and discounted on April 22nd at 10% per annum. How much does the bank gain? So in this question they have asked banker's discount as well as banker's gain. So amount of the bill is given, which is 61,200. Period is for 4 months. Date of drawing bill is on 1st March. Therefore nominal due date will be on 1st July. Legal date will be on 4th July. Date of discounting is also given, it is on April 22nd. Then banker's discount is charged from 22nd April to 4th July, which is 73 days is the period. So we can find out banker's discount, which is 1,224 rupees. Now we have found banker's discount. Now we will find banker's gain. To get banker's gain, we need true discount. So it is, to find out true discount, again we need present worth. To get present worth, we have to use the formula of sum due again. So find out present worth, then find out true discount, just like the previous problem. Then what you can do, you can find out banker's gain by subtracting true discount with banker's discount, which is 24, or else you can use the formula of banker's gain, which is true discount into n into r by 100. Both the case you will get the same answer. So you can refer the notes and try to solve it by yourself. So the 10th problem is, find true discount, banker's gain on a bill of 35,630 for 90 days drawn on September 10th, discounted on September 30 at 9% per annum. So in this question, amount of the bill is given, date of drawing the bill is given, period is for 90 days. Here in terms of days is given, so nothing much difference. From 10th September you have to calculate 90 days. So nominal due date will be on 9th December, or else convert this 90 days into months and then find out the nominal due date, or directly you can solve. In September, so you have 90 days. In that, so what is the date of drawing the bill? 10 September. So September has 30 days. So for September you have 20 days. Then it is October. October has 31 days. Then you have November has 30 days. Then the remaining 9 days is for December. So 9th December is the nominal due date. Then the legal due date will be 12th December. Date of discounting is given as 30th September. Then your small n will be 73 days. I hope by now you understood how to calculate this period between date of discounting and legal due date. So here September has 30 days. So the next, it will be starting from October 31st and then November 30 days and 12 days from December, it is 73 days. Now we can calculate banker's discount. We have got sum due, N and R. So banker's discount is 641.34 rupees. Then true discount we can find out using present worth, and then present worth is 35,000. By solving this you will get present worth. There is one more thing you can do. You can find out true discount directly when you have some discount and present worth. Here we have solved using the formula. If not, you can use the relation between these three and find out the true discount. Then banker's gain will be the difference between two. So go through all the problems, 10 problems. I know I have rushed in this class, but this is a very easy concept if you understand it. So you guys practice it once again. The notes will be updated on SharePoint, so you can go these problems. In the next class we will solve some more problems based on the same topic. So that's it for today's class. Thank you.